and at times, trust your teammates. Try not to take those bad shots, which leads out to easy buckets and fast break for the Brooklyn Nets.
We talk a lot about his age, but maybe not enough about his extensive playoff experience to this point. How important is that considering the Celtics circumstances?
Hey, Christian, you bring up a great point. It seems like he's been in the playoffs every year he's been there. And not only that, deep runs.
Right.
That's the one thing. And also he's been the number one option in most of those runs, and he's doing it again. And I know I wanted to see Jaylen Brown in this matchup, but he's not going to be there. So obviously he's going to carry the load. And then also we talk about his offense, but with no Jaylen Brown, there's going to be Jason Tatum, who's gotten much, much better defensively, but he's going to have to do it on both ends because you're talking about Kyrie, Harden, and KD. He's got to guard one of them. And
you brought those three up.
Probably it's going to be KD.
Okay, because we could talk all night long about most valuable among those three. But who do you see as the most important to this series specifically? Kyrie, KD, Harden.
I think James Harden. The reason why is in a playoff situation, yes, they have three phenomenal players, but who is going to get other guys confidence? All those guys can pass, but I think James Harden's the one, as we can see, as we put this together, we all ask the same question. Who is going to pass? They all can, but they all can score.
Right.
And what I love is when James Harden was traded over there, he took on that role. I am the point guard. Kyrie's the two. And Kevin Durant's will always be a scorer.
Right.
No matter what. So I think James Harden's going to be key. But on the Boston Celtics side, Kemba Walker's going to have to bring it in this series, especially going up against Kyrie Irving.
Are you concerned at all? And concerned may not be the right word considering the stature of players we're discussing here, but that we haven't seen those guys play together very often yet this season.
You know, I am concerned. You know, obviously, if you had it your way, I think you would definitely want to have more games under your belt. I mean, and they were in and out. It was always two, never three, then there was one. But I think for those guys, they play the game. They understand Durant and Kyrie's been together. They have a little bit of chemistry. Durant and Harden. I think all three of them. But more importantly, Kristen, I don't think we're asking the question enough. Is Steve Nash comfortable with coaching all three? He hasn't got a chance to do that. At the end of the games, where do you go? Who's going to do this? And I think that's where Steve Nash, being a first-year rookie coach, he would have loved to have more games with his full squad and his three best players.
Of course.
And I think that's where we'll get a chance to see in some close games, how does Steve Nash deploy all three of these guys?
KD recently said he doesn't feel like they have a big three, but they have a big 15. So if it's not one of those three guys, who are you looking to in this series specifically to step up against the Celtics?
Well, I think DeAndre Jordan, he has to play well. And I think also Bruce Brown, those two guys. And Joe Harris, we understand he's always going to be key, even if he's not making shot, but spacing the floor. But I think Bruce Brown and DeAndre Jordan, reason why, those are the two defenders on the Brooklyn Nets. It's all about defense for them to win championships. Are you really worried about their offense, Kristen?
No.
I'm not. It's all defense. And I think losing size with LaMarcus Aldridge, even though he's not a defensive player, he just brings size. Him and DeAndre Jordan, a lot of size. And without him, they go a little bit smaller with Jeff Green and Blake Griffin. But those are the two.
At home this season. And entering tonight, they've won 4 of their last 6. Malcolm Brogdon also returned to the lineup for the first time since April 29th, and he finished with 16 points. He spoke to our Allie LaForce ahead of tonight's game.
It's just one game to determine whether or not your playoffs will continue.
The good news for them is that Malcolm Brogdon, who had missed the last 10 games with a hamstring injury, is back.
The leading scorer on this team, he's going to have to play big for the Pacers.
Here comes Brogdon. Dropping it down. Beautifully done. What a shot, Brogdon. What a night it has been in Indianapolis for the Pacers.
Malcolm, it was great to see you back in action. You played nearly the entire game on Tuesday. What was it like to be back out there?
I feel great. I definitely feel blessed to be back out there. Hamstrings are tough, especially with the rigorous schedule we've had this season. So, this is a critical time in the season, and I wanted to get out there with my guys, and I finally felt like I got to the point where I could compete.
The Pacers for coming out and just playing like they're possessed.
Right now, the Pacers in command with a 25-point lead.
Well, the Pacers held the lead the entire game. Would you say that was the team's best performance of the season so far?
Definitely one of them. I think the best part about a game like that is everybody contributes. Everybody's having fun. Everybody plays well. A lot of shots go in. We play, we defend on a high level. And that's huge for us, especially going into the playoffs, going into this playing game.
Boy, the Pacers have come out here and just been electric on both ends. Great chemistry and execution here. They got it clicking right now.
I think we have one of the most unselfish teams in the NBA. The ball moves. And when the ball moves the way it does on our team, you get open shots from three, you get easy baskets, and you get out in transition and score.
A lot of confidence on display from this Pacers team.
Well, you just played Washington May 8th, the second highest paced game on record in the NBA. Do you expect the same sort of pace and energy?
No, I don't expect that high level of pace. I expect both teams to play better defense. The game will be slowed down. People will take care of the ball better. But it's still going to be a high level basketball. These are two teams that are used to making the playoffs, especially, them having Westbrook now.
Oh my goodness, Russell Westbrook. Westbrook attacking, and Westbrook will throw it down. Another triple-double. He just doesn't stop.
How do you approach defensively, since you mentioned it, guarding a triple-double threat like Russ?
Oh man, you gotta try to expose his weaknesses. Try to make him settle for shots, settle for threes. Don't let him get in the paint. And then when he's on defense, make him work. Don't let him rest. Don't let him sit on the backside and rest. And then, man, hope he misses shots. Hope he makes mistakes. He's a great player. He has a championship mindset wherever he goes. And then for us, we make the playoffs every year. So it's two teams that should make the playoffs, but there's only one spot, so it's going to be a good game.
He's not wrong, but the Pacers did shoot 55% from the field and dished 35 assists in Tuesday night's wins. So, Smitty, before we just talk about Malcolm, what can you say of the balanced offensive effort this team produced?
What I love, Kristen, he said in that piece, he said, we're one of the most unselfish teams. We move the basketball. And then when you have a guy like Sabonis, who's a point center, it also helps. Also, Malcolm sets the table. He's an unselfish player. And you look at him, he's the stabilizer. He's the common influence. He's the captain. He came out, he was under minutes restriction. That was his first game after 10 games of absence.
Right.
That's tough, a hamstring. But he still had 16 points. But I thought also he set the tone defensively against LaMelo Ball. Understood, I can't let this young fella get rolling because he is something dynamic in open court when he has his rhythm. He kept LaMelo out of rhythm. And when you look at what he has to do tonight on that hamstring, you got to play Russ and Bradley Beal, and he is up for the challenge. But you could be feeling great, and guarding Russell Westbrook is a long night. And then also you got to run the team, and also you have to score,
right,
and also slow down Russ and Bradley Beal.
Well, let's just hope he's not watching. That wasn't very encouraging.
He's okay. I know Malcolm. The president's okay. He's up for the challenge.
You did, though, mention Sabonis. Break down for me what you saw from him.
Russell Westbrook, we talk about triple-doubles. Well, in the month of May, Sabonis is averaging a triple-double. Yeah. And here's why. At 6'11", that is Terry Rozier. He is comfortable handling the basketball and making a play off the bounce against a guard, and that's on time, on the money pass. And when you look at what he does, in this game he started off slow scoring the basketball. They go through him. He understands he can get points, but this is like playing with his dad. I play with his dad. He's not your Arvidas, he's our Arvidas. And that's Sabonis, his younger son. And what I love is this is a youngster I saw since he was extremely young, and watching him develop, because you follow your teammates' sons, and for him averaging a triple